The internet is obsessed with Stoicism. Everywhere you look, there's the same image being sold: the unshakable man, the one who feels nothing, reacts to nothing, and survives everything without flinching. But what if this idea is quietly destroying people from the inside? What if the pursuit of emotional invulnerability isn't strength, but a slow form of self-erasure? Here at Stoic Lighthouse, we don't chase empty toughness or emotional numbness. We seek clarity, direction, and inner steadiness in a world that constantly pulls us off balance. Today, we're going to expose something most people never question: the dangerous version of Stoicism that looks like strength, but slowly disconnects you from your own humanity. And by the end, you'll see why trying to become unbreakable might be the very thing that breaks you. Number 1. The robot lie. When emotional control becomes emotional suppression. The most dangerous distortion of Stoicism starts with a simple idea. If you want to be strong, you must stop feeling. Scroll through social media and you'll see it everywhere. Strength is framed as emotional silence. No sadness, no anxiety, no vulnerability, just control. But this isn't Stoicism, it's repression disguised as wisdom. The ancient Stoics aimed for something called apatheia, but this word has been deeply misunderstood. It doesn't mean apathy. It doesn't mean becoming cold or numb. It means not being ruled by destructive emotions. They never denied grief, fear, or pain. They understood these as part of being human. What they rejected was becoming enslaved by them. Epictetus warned his students not to confuse strength with lifelessness. Do not seek to be without feelings like a statue, but to maintain your natural and acquired relationships as a human being. Modern psychology reaches the same conclusion. Susan David, a leading psychologist, explains, emotional rigidity, the attempt to suppress difficult thoughts and feelings, is linked to a range of psychological problems. Emotional agility is what allows us to thrive. When you suppress what you feel, it doesn't disappear. It goes underground. It builds pressure. The person who pretends not to feel isn't strong. They're unstable. True Stoicism doesn't ask you to kill your emotions. It asks you to face them, understand them, and choose your response with clarity. Not a robot, a human being who has learned how to hold the storm without becoming it. Number 2, the self-sufficiency trap. Why isolation feels like strength. Another dangerous idea has quietly taken over. That being stoic means needing no one. The modern image is clear. The lone wolf, independent, untouchable, emotionally self-contained. Someone who handles everything alone and sees vulnerability as weakness. But this isn't strength. It's isolation disguised as discipline. This mindset creates people who suffer in silence, who refuse support, who slowly destroy their relationships because asking for help feels like failure. Stoicism does teach inner stability. It teaches you not to base your peace on other people's actions, but it never taught you to live alone. Seneca understood this deeply. For him, strength and connection were not opposites. He wrote, "The wise man is self-sufficient, yet he still desires friends, if only to practice friendship." Real strength doesn't eliminate the need for others. It removes dependence, not connection. Trying to need no one is often just fear in disguise. Fear of loss, fear of betrayal, fear of being seen. C.S. Lewis captured this perfectly. To love at all is to be vulnerable. When you shut yourself off to avoid pain, you also shut yourself off from everything that makes life meaningful. The Stoic doesn't hide from connection. They build the strength to survive it. To love fully, knowing loss is inevitable. To open up without losing themselves when things fall apart. Invulnerability isn't power. It's protection taken too far. Number 3, the comfort of cowardice. When acceptance becomes an excuse. One of the most powerful ideas in Stoicism is also one of the most dangerous when misunderstood. Acceptance. You've probably heard it before. Accept what you can't control. Embrace reality as it is. But there's a line most people never see. The line where acceptance stops being wisdom and starts becoming avoidance. People begin to use Stoicism as a shield, not to face reality, but to escape responsibility. They stay in toxic relationships, remain in jobs that drain them, ignore injustice right in front of them, and they justify it with philosophy. I can't control it, so I accept it. But that's not Stoicism. That's surrender disguised as peace. Marcus Aurelios warned about this kind of passivity. Often injustice lies not in what you do, but in what you fail to do. Choosing not to act when action is possible is not neutrality. It's a decision. The Stoics never taught passivity. They were leaders, thinkers, citizens engaged with the world. They accepted outcomes, not inaction. You act because it's right, not because you're guaranteed to win. Desmond Tutu made this brutally clear. If you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. If this way of seeing life is resonating with you, it's because you're not just looking for external answers. You're trying to live with more awareness. This channel exists for exactly that reason. Acceptance is not about lowering your head, it's about keeping your mind calm, while your actions remain sharp. Peace inside, fire in what you do. Number 4, the productivity illusion, how Stoicism was hijacked by hustle culture. In recent years, Stoicism has been repackaged into something almost unrecognizable, not as a philosophy of character, but as a tool for output. Wake up earlier, push harder, feel less, produce more. What was once a path to inner freedom has been turned into a system for external performance. This is where Stoicism gets quietly corrupted. Discipline is no longer used to build virtue. It's used to maximize efficiency. And the question shifts from, am I becoming a better human being, to how much more can I extract from myself? Epictetus warned against this exact inversion of priorities. Focus first on your character, for what does it profit you to gain external things if you lose yourself in the process? When Stoicism is reduced to productivity, it loses its moral core. You can become more efficient and less human at the same time. The modern world rewards this distortion. Endless optimization, constant pressure. The idea that your worth is tied to your output. Byung-Chul Han described this transformation with precision. The modern individual has become their own slave driver, exploiting themselves in the name of performance. This is the hidden danger. You think you're becoming disciplined, but you might just be becoming exhausted, used by a system that benefits from your burnout. True Stoicism was never about becoming a machine. It was about becoming someone who cannot be corrupted by success or broken by failure. If discipline is not guided by virtue, it stops being strength and becomes a trap. Number 5, the missing piece, the forgotten principle that changes everything. After all these distortions, one question remains. What does real Stoicism actually look like? The answer is something rarely talked about: sympathia. The idea that everything in this universe is connected, that you are not separate from others, but part of the same whole. This changes everything, because the goal is no longer just self-control, it becomes responsibility toward others, toward society, toward the role you play in the world. Seneca understood this clearly. No man can live happily if he looks only to himself and turns everything into a question of his own utility. The modern version of Stoicism often creates isolated individuals, focused only on themselves, their routines, their discipline, their results. But the original philosophy pointed in the opposite direction, outward. The strength you build is not meant to isolate you, it's meant to support others. Ryan Holiday puts it simply, Stoicism is not a retreat from the world, but a deeper engagement with it. This is the peace that restores balance. You don't train your mind to become cold. You train it so you can remain steady while caring deeply, so you can face loss without shutting down, so you can act with justice without being consumed by anger, so you can love without losing yourself. Real Stoicism is not about becoming unbreakable. It's about becoming someone who can feel fully and still stand. The problem was never Stoicism. It was the version of it that taught you to hide, to suppress, to isolate, to endure, without understanding why. Real Stoicism was never meant to be a shield you hide behind. It was meant to be a sword, something that cuts through illusion, that forces you to face reality, that demands you grow, act, and stay human in the process, not numb, not detached, but grounded, clear, and fully alive. Everything external can be taken from you, but your ability to respond with clarity, courage, and integrity, that is yours to build. If this reflection stayed with you, consider subscribing and continuing this journey with our community. Let Stoic Lighthouse guide you toward calm, clarity, and wisdom. And in the next video, we're going to explore a moment in history where philosophy became so powerful that it terrified an emperor. Not because of weapons, but because of something far more dangerous. Remember, the real danger is not feeling too much, but becoming someone who no longer feels at all. See you in the next video.